I call Erica Stanford.
Mr Speaker, I rise to speak to the Education, Tertiary and Other Matters Amendment Bill at second reading. This is another piece of good National Party legislation, another good bill, and can I acknowledge my colleague, the Honourable Paul Goldsmith, for his good work in bringing this bill forward. Can I also congratulate the Education Select Committee on their hard work in scrutinising this bill. The committee's changes to this bill have been well documented in the speech earlier by Ms Tracy Martin, so I won't go into them in any great detail, apart from to talk about the fact that a couple of clauses were removed. Now, I wasn't part of the Select Committee, I wasn't privy to the discussion, but from what I've seen and what I've read, clauses 12 and 13 have been removed. Labor's opposition to privately delivered services has reared its ugly head with the removal of these two clauses that treated public and private providers of tertiary education equally, treated them equally. The clauses established the principle for providers of tertiary education with similar offerings and similar outcomes for students, no matter whether they are public or private providers, to receive the same rate of funding. As my learned colleague Mr Tim McIndoe pointed out earlier, Education Minister Chris Hipkins has publicly said that private training establishments often do a better job than polytechs. So it's difficult, given this, to understand why he would now want to disadvantage these private institutions by removing this clause that ensures they receive equal funding to their public counterparts. We can see no reason why this government has removed this clause from the bill other than pure ideology. Regardless, this is a good bill that we broadly support, and I commend it to the House.
This is